What is up, you guys? So I feel really guilty making this video, but I know that I need to make it because it's just been a really long time, and you know, it's been a few years. Let's see, I stopped being religious in 2017, 2018, so more like 4 years, maybe 4.5 years. And I still feel so guilty about this. I feel guilty to talk about it, but you know, like, this isn't anything bad about anybody. It's just something that I struggle with. I struggle very much with feelings of guilt, shame, and not guilt and shame for real things, guilt and shame for things that are not real things, like guilt and shame for just existing, guilt and shame, like, so this is something that I struggle with, and it's not anybody's fault, but because I struggle so much with guilt and shame, and for no reason, a very, very stressful time of the year for me, especially, is Yom Kippur. So today, which the day that this video is coming out, actually this is the day before Yom Kippur. Let me show you where I am, just to show you where this place is. And I don't know if you can tell, there's some lightning happening, but this is where I am. This is my view. This is my view of Bogota, Colombia. How stunning is this? How stunning is this city? So let me show you this actually. So I don't know if you could tell, but those lights, that over there, that is the top of the mountain. It is stunning. It is the top of the mountain. That right there, that's the top of the mountain. And that's actually a church right at the top of the mountain in Bogota. And that's how high the mountains around this area are. And so anyway, it's beautiful. It's beautiful at night, and you know, it's safe. Very high security in this building I'm in. I'm in a high-rise building, and there's a few of those high-rise buildings here. So like, you know, I'm not really spending so much time outside of it, so I feel safe. But yeah, this video is coming out smack in the middle of the day on Yom Kippur, and Yom Kippur is it's a day of atonement for Judaism. It's a very important day. It's like the high prime of the high holidays. It's a fast day. It's a day when the books are sealed, when God basically determines for the rest of your year what your fate will be. And sometimes the books are opened on Sukkot and whatever, but like mainly Yom Kippur is when your fate is sealed for the rest of the year. And so all of your praying you want to do by Yom Kippur, all of your fasting, all your atoning, you're asking people for forgiveness if you've hurt them, and all the, you know, all the guilt has to come to a very, very major colliding, and major, you know, Yom Kippur is the day. And so it's really my least favorite day of the year because it's so serious and so stressful, and I just feel so guilty already all the time. I'm always feeling guilty for existing. Like, I feel guilty, and this is when I was religious, and I was, oh my God, people would be like, wow, Pardes, you are just the most religious, most pious girl, because I followed the rules to a T, and I'm still like this. I love, you know, following the rules. I don't want to be somewhere. I don't want to be in a hotel that I'm not supposed to be in. I want to be paying. If I'm going to be somewhere, I want to feel like I deserve to be there. I don't want to feel like I'm an imposter. I don't want to feel unwelcome. I don't want to feel like I'm burdening people. I want to feel like this space is mine. And I always followed the rules so closely, and it still was never good enough because it's a very, very stringent community with like a lot of rules, and there's just so many things that you could be doing wrong at any time of the day. And the only way, I think, to be in like an area or a community or a place where like that is so ideological that it's like so much that you could be doing wrong, the only way to be okay with it is to just not be so guilty all the time. It's to just be okay, be a little more chill, be a little bit more forgiving of yourself. That's like the only way to not go crazy in that kind of environment. But for me, I was always so like afraid of everybody and so afraid of doing anything wrong. And it really got to me. I think it really got to me like after, you know, like by the time I was 23, 24, I was like, you know what? I already dedicated so much of my life, and like I didn't really believe in most things that I was doing. I didn't really believe in like, you know, I didn't really believe that God expected me to do half the things I was doing for religion. And it just got to a point where I was like, you know what? You know, maybe God will be mad. Maybe God won't be mad. Maybe he won't care. Maybe God isn't even, you know, that. But I just can't hold on to all this feeling of guilt and shame anymore for every little thing. I just can't feel beholden to this divine that is so highly expecting of me and so angry at me all the time for things that I'm messing up, you know? And so like I just can't do it anymore. At some point you just have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, do I want to even be this person? Like, is this making me a better person? This like a lot of the unnecessary feelings. And I'm not saying that it's just for everybody, it's like this, but for me, it was definitely, I just didn't feel ever comfortable in my own skin. And I always felt like I was doing something wrong. And I was always trying to please people. And I also like didn't feel like a lot of people took it as seriously. And like the people that were like, it seemed almost like the people that were, you have to be like not take things so seriously. If you want to be in that kind of environment where like you could be making a mistake every second of the day, if you want to be in that kind of environment, you have to be the kind of person that like doesn't care to like do some divine violations here and there. You know what I mean? But I was just not that kind of person. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not the kind of person that is okay breaking rules or feeling like I might be breaking a rule or feeling like an imposter. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like, you know, I'd rather just opt out of religion and just be, you know, just deal with a few rules that I'm gonna abide by very well. I'm gonna be very good at. I'm gonna be very good at not stealing, not lying. I'm gonna be very good at like, you know, I'm gonna be very good at certain things. I'm gonna be very good at like living a good lifestyle that is like not hurting anybody. I'm gonna create productivity into the world, you know, bring productivity in the world. I'm gonna try to make some people's lives better. I'm gonna, you know, yeah, I'm not gonna cause too much of a burden in the world, but I just don't want to be made to feel like it constantly, like I owe somebody something every second of the day. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I owe someone something. I'm like, you know, I'm just a property of the community that is just like under delivering, you know. Maybe I'm a perfectionist, but that's why Yom Kippur was just always so stressful for me. And it was like, oh my God, I just never felt like I could pray enough or I could fast enough, or, you know, like I just felt so guilty at the end of the fast when it's like we'd come home from shul and we would come home from shul after a long day of just praying the entire day, standing on your feet, praying the entire day. I'd come home from shul and I would just like want to eat, but there was just so much to pray and so much to say before eating, and like I just felt like such a glutton. I just felt so guilty the whole time. And so I just never, I just whatever, you know. And like, so right now it's just, I'm in a place where compared to most people around me, I'm actually over delivering with everything. And so you know, it's a good feeling to not feel like I'm constantly lacking in some area, you know, because I have certain goals. Maybe they're just not religious goals, you know, but I'm like the basic things that I set out to do, I'm doing those things. My goals in life, like all those things, the deadlines I set for myself, the promises I made to myself, I'm keeping all those promises. The promises I made to other people, I'm keeping those promises. So like, you know, fewer things on my plate, but I'm able to focus on those things and do a good job and feel like I'm delivering. And so anyway, that's all I have to say. That's my whole Yom Kippur message. And I know, like, it's not what people want to hear, because I'm like, you know, saying something bad that is gonna burn your ears if you hear it, but like, I don't like Yom Kippur. It's not a fun day. Anyway, yeah, hope you know, if you're watching this after Yom Kippur, hope you had a great fast, and hope you have an even better break in your fast, because that means that you really, you know, you did the whole thing. You achieved it all the way until the end. And you know what? Discipline is not something to sneeze at, and I really admire you and respect you for it. Okay, I will see you guys later. Bye.